All right, welcome back everyone to another Anime Degens episode. And as you can see today, it's just me today, so a little solo dolo episode. But today we're actually gonna be talking about a first impressions of the 2026 summer season. It's kind of late. Usually I would have had it done a couple weeks ago, after I watched like two or three episodes of most of my anime, but I was really busy. I ain't gonna lie. I got behind, and that's why we didn't have no episode a couple weeks ago. But yeah, but I'm here now. I finally was able to get caught up. I think most shows right now have like 4 or 5 episodes at least. So, but we're here now. But we're gonna figure out like what shows I'm having the most fun watching, what are my must watches so far, all that good stuff. But before I start, I just want to say, if you want to support us, make sure you leave a review or a rating on your podcast platform that you listen to us on. The videos are also on YouTube. We do DGM videos like today, and we also do rundown videos and we put them on YouTube as well nowadays. Now that we're doing one episode a week or whatever. Anyways, make sure you watch and like them on YouTube as well. You can even comment on YouTube. I know you can comment on Spotify too. I think whatever. But you can comment on YouTube. I'll answer. Share it. Do the thing. Let us know what you think, and also make sure that like if you have any questions about the stuff that we talk about, especially like rundown stuff, like episodes that happen, of the shows that we're watching, which is Bleach, One Piece, and Demons of the Shadow Realm right now. If you have any questions about the episodes that you want us to talk about or whatever, just let us know. In whatever way, and we will talk about them. But if you have any topics that you'd like for us to talk about, it can be any kind of anime related topic, whatever, or any kind of shows or movies or anything like that you'd want us to talk about. Just let us know. Linktree.com/animedegens. We're always down to try to fit some stuff in here and there. So, um, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the 2026 season of summer. Um, I knew that this season would be pretty decent. It looked pretty decent coming into it. I want to say like I think it's held up, pretty good so far cuz so far like after watching 4 or 5 episodes of like I think I'm up to 18 or 19 shows right now, and I ain't even like um watching everything that I want to watch as far as like sequels go, and I think there's a couple more shows that I actually want to check out, new shows or whatever. So like it's just hard right now because I'm busy with work and stuff like that. But yeah, like it's actually a really good season. I think it's like one of the better seasons that we've had in recent times. It kind of reminds me of like summer of last year where we had like the season like just pop off, and there was like a shit ton of you know different anime shows or whatever, right? That was like really good. I think I don't have it off the top of my head right now, but I had so many tens that season. Like I had so many tens, I had so many nines. It was insane. Like everything I watched almost was like 8 or above. Now I don't know if this season is going to be as good as that one, but right now it has potential to be up there, as one of the better seasons. But like it being so early in the season, 4 or 5 episodes in, like you just really don't know how it's gonna finish. What if it's gonna fall any, if it's gonna get better. You know, we just don't know yet. So, but it is looking to be a pretty solid season. I will say that much. And all I know as well is like it's a great time to be an anime fan. We it seems like we keep getting really good seasons, and there's not been very many slow seasons. Even if you look at like slow, like if you look at upcoming season, you're like, oh man, that looks kind of slow. When it actually gets here, and you actually start diving into some of the like the properties that are coming out or whatever, like it kind of gets like it kind of builds up really fast. Like it's just like, oh shit, like I didn't know this season was built like that, like and then you get caught in there unprepared. But that's why like the fall season coming up, it doesn't seem like it's going to be too stacked, but it's at the same time like it probably will be, because that's just the way it's going lately. It's just been really good seasons time after time. So um but yeah, I guess we'll see though. We'll see how deep it is, how good, how quality it is when we do our preview in like a month or so. I think it is. It'll be like what the end of I almost said end of July. Damn, it's freaking August. It's already August. The end of September, I think it is, right? When because October starts in the fall season, so it'll be like the middle, the end of September or something like that is when I'll actually start thinking about like the fall season preview or whatever. So, but yeah, let's get started on my shows though. So the first one I want to talk about is Though I Am an Inept Villainess. This one's on Crunchyroll. And so I'm not sure if we talked about this in the preview or not. Jack may have. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I don't remember. But anyways, this one is I'm going to read the summary real quick. In the Imperial Maiden Court, the flawless but frail Reiren is the favorite to become empress, while the jealous Keigetsu is despised by everyone. After a failed attempt to kill Reiren during a comet's passing, Keigetsu uses magic to swap their bodies. Trapped in Reiren's weak body, Keigetsu loses everything, while Reiren embraces her newfound strength and freedom, determined to live no matter whose face she wears. So, I actually debated on watching this until like a few weeks ago. I kind of thought it sounded something like if y'all remember, I think it wasn't last season, but maybe the season before, but for those that watched like the Holy Grail of Eris, which I wasn't really a big fan of. That's kind of like a mystery type thing with like body swapping, supernatural type shit going on. I think it was okay. It just like I didn't really care for it. I watched like 3 episodes of it, and I was like, I'm not feeling it. You know what I mean? And that's what I kind of thought this one was, because body swapping, supernatural elements, all that good stuff. I was like, is this the same shit as Holy Grail of Eris or whatever? But actually, it's not. Like, this is actually a really fun show. It's set in an imperial court, which I do love imperial courts. Obviously I'm a big fan of like Apothecary Diaries. Um, so most of the time I do enjoy that being the setting. But you have two characters. Basically, you have the good girl, the good main character or whatever, the maiden. She's very sick, but she's like the favorite one because of her personality and stuff, right? And you have the bad girl who is really jealous, and she ends up trying to kill the favorite, the good girl. But what ends up happening is, they switch bodies due to a magic spell and the comment like passing or something or another. I don't know. It's kind of the only it's kind of like the only weird thing that don't really make sense so far, that like is whatever, is because like it doesn't seem like this world has any magic in it except for like this one situation, and like it was only used to make the switch happen, and they also like communicate between each other occasionally. Like it's interesting. I would like to like see other usage of magic in this show besides this one thing. But it is what it is. The all the other goods like outweigh that one single bad thing, or the thing that don't make sense. I'm not really saying it's bad. They had to have a way to actually, get to this point, and that's what they chose, right? It would probably been better if they would just like blamed it on like a just a coincidence, comment thing, like with the comment or something. But they specifically said they use magic to do it. So, but anyways, now the good girl, the favorite girl, she's actually in the bad girl's body, and vice versa, right? And to make matters worse, the good girl, Rayron, uh, she is now, since she's in the bad girl's body, she's now looked at as an attempted murderer. So basically, she's an outcast now, right? But what makes this show so fun is now that Rayron, the good girl, has a body that isn't sickly, like she doesn't have fevers no more. She can actually do stuff. Like she actually did stuff when she was sick, but now she's actually capable of doing more things, like not having to uh, worry about getting sick or having a fever or staying in bed or like being in pain and all that stuff. She don't have to live with that no more. She's not sick all the time. She actually has a good body, a healthy body. But it's one of those, like she can do whatever she wants now. She she doesn't really mind that she's an outcast. She's actually enjoying life now because she's free. Even though she's you know technically a murderer, right? Because no one else knows that they switched or whatever, right? But on the other hand, Kagetsu, the bad girl, she's in Rayron's old body, uh, which is sick and frail and all that stuff. And she's actually having to live with being sick all the time. Basically, she's having to go through what Rayron went through all the time. And she's not capable of handling that as good. Like she's struggling really bad. And like I thought it was funny, like it's one of those things like was the grass really greener on the other side? Was it? It doesn't look so for her situation anyways. But um it's interesting because like the bad girl who is in the sick body now, she seems to believe that her old body and like her lineage and like stuff like that was kind of holding her back, and that's the reason why she wasn't able to make any progress on in the maiden court or whatever. Like she couldn't become the favorite and all that stuff, right? But like the thing is like just because your body switch, it doesn't mean like your personality switch. You still have a shitty personality, and that's what makes this interesting too. Is because like the personality stayed the same, and now she's in this other body, and people are starting to notice like, oh yeah, well things like they're acting differently, right? They're not the same as they was, blah blah blah, and you can't really hide a bad personality like that, especially when the girl you are supposedly replacing is like a total opposite of you, right? So it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. But the drama, like the political court drama bullshit, it's not the main reason I love the show. It's it's uh it's like Rayron, the good girl. Now that she's in Keigetsu's body, she's very much Mau Mau coded. I'll just say that. Like she doesn't stack up to Mau Mau, but she's definitely like a Mau Mau extra light. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even call her like a Mau Mau light. She's like a Mau Mau extra light. Um, basically, like she's just off in her own world, doing things that isn't fit for a maiden to be doing. Like she's living by her own rules. She's doing what she wants to do. Like she's out there planting gardens, like playing with, like digging up worms, playing with worms, like just doing all kinds of stuff. She's very independent now that she's able to actually have a body that she's able to do this stuff in. So, um, I feel like she's a very fun character. And Riri, her servant girl or her maid girl, whatever you want to call her, and there's like a little fun backstory going on there with her. Some good little development there happening. She's actually a fun character too, and I enjoy watching them every week. And basically like I can't wait to see how she lives her new life in like Keigetsu's body. That's one of the reasons why I enjoy watching it so much. I actually look forward to watching this every week because of this reason. Like I can't wait to see what she's gonna do next. I just wonder like will anyone actually find out that they switched um bodies and stuff? Like it seems like there's a possibility of that happening, but like you know, she's not able to tell people because like apparently the bad girl put it in the spell that like she's not allowed to tell people that she's not, uh Kagetsu, she's actually like Rayron, right? She's not able to say that. She's not able to tell the secret, tell all that stuff. So it actually like stops her from talking, which is interesting. Like I said, that's the only part about this show so far that's you know it doesn't really make sense. Especially since there's like no other magic being used in the world, which is odd. But anyways, whatever. Great show. I have this at a 9 right now. I'm pretty sure that this is actually my favorite show of the season currently, which is insane because like I didn't think that this was gonna be there. Um, like I really thought that like smoking behind the supermarket or like Witch in Mongolia or Goodbye Laura was gonna be, up there as my number one, but it's actually a show that I was not planning on watching. And I started watching it and like I just love the character so much. She's just so fun. Like I said, Mau Mau extra light. I'm a big fan of Mau Mau, and if you even come close to doing like if you even like a fraction of what Mau Mau is, I feel like I'm gonna enjoy that character if it's done right. So definitely a must watch. Obviously I've been talking about it for a few minutes now. Like I said, favorite show of the season. If you enjoy that type of stuff, go check it out for sure, 100%. Okay, so my second show of the season is actually Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. And this one's on Crunchyroll as well. Uh Basically, overworked office worker Sasuke finds comfort in the smile of Yamada, a cashier at his local supermarket. One night after missing her shift, he unexpectedly meets the bold and teasing Tayama during a smoke break behind the store. As the two spend more time smoking together, an unlikely friendship begins to grow, though Tayama may be hiding more than she lets on. That's the summary. So far, this is my favorite slice of life rom com of this season. Question mark. I think it might slide into my all time favorites. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's just very good vibes. Very chill, very relaxing show. Now, um, like I said, this is my favorite slice of life. And like the rom com part, that's I put a question mark behind that because like while there is like undertones of romance in this show, it definitely feels like right now it's definitely more of a slice of life type show. It's basically like you're watching a friendship grow during their smoking sessions or like during their, you know, um check out their work sessions or whatever, right? Um, Now I do know this is tagged as like a romance, right? Like on Mal and stuff like that, and I get it. I can see it leading there, but it's definitely not there yet. Um, if this is, since this is a romance, probably I would say I haven't read the manga, obviously, right? But this is definitely a slow burn. If it even ever gets to that eventually, I don't know if it'll actually take that step or not. I don't know. It might just be like a will they won't they type of thing. I have no idea. But anyways, the the good thing about this show though is that it is a very good show about friendship and like just like talking, smoking behind the supermarket, you might say. Very slice of life, chill, like I said, very chill and relaxing show. It could almost be classified as a Iyashiki in my opinion. Um but it is not. But it could be there, you know. It's very relatable. Uh and like this got released early. 6 episodes of it got released early, half of it, 12 mini episodes. If you watch it on Crunchyroll, and as of right now, as of the release of this episode, I think episode 5 is coming out or is out or something like that of the re-release because they started over and releasing like full episodes on Crunchyroll, whatever. Um, so I'm pretty excited because I'm almost to the point of getting to watch new content for this show. And I'm like I said, I'm pretty excited about that. And I'm probably gonna like binge the show again to kind of get like a recap of what's going on because like it's been over a month, like a month and a half since I've watched any smoking behind the supermarket review. So the hype has kind of died down a little bit with me, but I was really hyped up on it. Yeah, at the beginning because it's actually a really good show. Like it's really fun, really good. But if you want to hear more thoughts on that, like me and Ash actually talked about the first 6 episodes, with spoilers and everything a few weeks ago in our like romance Pride Month episode. So go check that out. I think we also talked about it with spoilers and stuff and the summer preview I did with the 950 Club boys. So make sure y'all go check those out if you want to hear us talk about the first 6 episodes and what we thought about them and all that good stuff. So, but easily a 9 right now, ready to dive back into it. It could be a 10, you know, it really could be a 10. We'll have to see how much I enjoyed the last half of the season. So, um, the third show I got, it's gonna be Jaadugar, Witch in Mongolia. Probably didn't say that right, but you know, I can barely speak English as it is, so it's okay. So basically, in the harem of the Khan, wisdom is beauty. The time, the 13th century. The place, Yeki Mongo Ulus, the greatest empire the world has ever known. The woman, Fatima, hailing from Persia, where medical technique and scientific knowledge have been perfected beyond all precedent. Fatima's desire for a stage where she can put her knowledge to work has brought her to the palace of the Mongols, where she falls under the wing of Turagini. Turagini. I'm not sure how to say that, but basically the sixth wife of the second great Khan, a mighty woman with complicated feelings about the direction of the empire. These two women are the axle upon which the politics of the palace and soon the very world will turn. So, um, I think this is a really good anime, by the way. I knew it was going to be a really good anime. I had my eyes set on it for ever since it was announced. I was like, damn, this is going to be a fun anime. This is going to be good. And it is. If you enjoy like historical dramas, then this one should be a must watch. Um, Me personally, like I was never a fan of like history, like in school when I was like growing up, and just like I'm never. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't even watch. Like I don't even like watching like history, uh, the History Channel, like history shows like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't care about, you know, most of that stuff is kind of boring. You know, all that good stuff. Um, but what I want to say is here lately, we've actually been getting some really good banger historical anime, kind of like this, and like Orb. If y'all remember Orb, if you watched it, it was on Netflix. Please watch it. It's good. But and like you could even throw in something like Nippon Sangoku, uh, which it's feels like a historical anime, but it's like set in a post-apocalyptic future. But the world is like played out as like a historical like anime because like they regressed to the point where they're back in history as far as like civilization has come or whatever, right? But anyways, um, the point I'm trying to make is like I enjoy watching these types of shows even if they are like a historical anime, um because like it's fun. It's fun to learn about history through watching fun shows about history. Like are I don't know if they're accurate. I don't know if everything that they're talking about is accurate. You know, I don't know if most of it's accurate. I don't know if any of it's accurate. But to me, I don't care. You know, I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying watching a historical anime. Um, and that's how you know that it's a good show is if I'm enjoying it. Even though I hate like history themed stuff. So let me know. Like, actually, let me know if like if you've seen Orb or you know, or even if you're watching, you know, Witch in Mongolia. Like, is there anything like is it actually accurate? You know what I mean? Like, this is Witch in Mongolia. It's talking like it's about like the Mongolian Empire, right? You know, or whatever, like their rise or whatever, they're rising up. Um, and it's fun to see that because like I do know about the you know somewhat about the Mongolian Empire and how they was such a dominant force and all that stuff, but you know it's fun watching that while at the same time like watching Satara, uh, Satara. I'm not sure how you say her name. It's like Star, right? It's what it's supposed to be. Name she's supposed to be named after her new name, but this is Fatima, right? Um, but she's actually like plotting her revenge, which is fun to see because like she's basically a slave, you know. She's like a slave and she has to work her way up. And she wants to, you know, get revenge to the you know the people who killed her previous owners and all that good stuff, right? Um, so, but I'm really enjoying the art style of this and the animation. It's great. I do wonder how many people might have skipped this show because of it, though, because I said, you know, people probably would because of the way it looks. It's very weird looking. You could say probably it's very unique. Um, but I think it looks wonderful. I think they're doing a great job. I think this is one of the better animations that we've seen this year probably. I don't know off the top of my head what would be in contention with it, but this is definitely on the list. So, uh, Science Saru's killing it right now. But I don't want to really get too much into it because like this is not supposed to be like a spoiler heavy episode. This is supposed to be like first impression style. So, and this is a political historical drama type thing. So it's kind of best if you go watch it yourself and you know figure out what's going on. You know, in this world or whatever, right? But definitely a must watch for me. One of my top dogs of the season for sure. I think it's probably sitting at a 9 right now. It definitely has room to get higher though. it just depends on how things play out, obviously, because you never know with these types of anime. It could get bad, but I doubt it. So my fourth show I want to talk about is actually called Goodbye Laura, Sayonara Laura. This is on Crunchyroll too. And so, summary of this: long, long ago, there lived a mermaid princess named Laura. She was raised with love by her father, king of the sea, and her sisters. One day, Laura fell in love with a human prince who lived on land. It was a forbidden love, one that was not allowed in the world of mermaids. Still, Laura journeyed to the surface with a potion given to her from the witch Grace. She became human, but the potion came at a cost. Failed to find true love, and she would turn into foam and vanish into this ocean. Though she was a princess of the sea, Laura chose love. Yet her wish went unfulfilled, and she vanished into the sea. 200 years later, Laura awakens once more in Lake Biwa to finally search for her true love. So, yeah. Basically, mermaids trying to find true love because everyone's gonna die if she doesn't, or some shit. Something like that, basically. It does a pretty decent job of explaining the situation. It's just that it's been a while since I've seen that first episode. Because like I was one of the lucky ones that actually got to see the first episode at ASIN Anime Central, the premiere. And I knew after watching that it was going to be a great time because like it looked so beautiful. And I felt like the first episode was like a really good mix of like drama with some mystery tied into it and a lot of funny moments. Like Laura's great. Laura's wonderful. She's so fun. She watching her learn how to live in the new world is really fun and funny and interesting. Um, 'Cause she has no idea, like she basically was just born, right? Kinda. And, she's never lived above the water. And now she has to learn how to walk. She has to learn how to, you know, live in this world now. So it's pretty interesting. Um, but after watching the first episode, like I knew it was gonna be a romance, right? Because like that's the whole thing. That's the whole like goal of this, right? Is like the setup. It's like she has to find true love. But uh, I didn't even think about it being a Yuri. But like the way it's heading now after watching a couple episodes, it definitely looks like it might head down that path. Like, but will it actually be a Yuri or will it like be Yuri bait or is it Yuri bait and like she's gonna find she has to find a prince or whatever, right? Like it's gonna be interesting to see because like this is an anime original, so no one knows really, right? But it's definitely fun. Uh, I can't wait to see if it's actually gonna be, what direction it's gonna head in. Like, is it gonna be a Yuri or not? Um, is she gonna be able to find true love or not? Is it like history repeating itself? You know, where she fell in love and they figured out who she was and they hated her after that or whatever, right? But I'm pretty sure this is like a spin off like the Little Mermaid, right? As well. Is what it feels like. So we'll see how it goes. Definitely a must watch for me. If you're looking for a fun show, that's probably that's more than likely a romance. I mean, that's what the point of the show is, right? And maybe a Yuri, whether that is an actual Yuri or like a Yuri bait show, whatever. It's definitely a must watch. I feel like people should be watching this 100%. Right now I have it in an 8. Laura's just really fun. Della girl, she's pretty fun too. Like it's just a very interesting show. Um, so number 5, Victoria of Many Faces. This is gonna be on Crunchyroll. In an age when spies act behind the scenes in every land, Chloe spent her days successfully carrying out even the most difficult missions due to her unparalleled disguise skills and martial arts abilities. However, after the betrayal of her boss, she suddenly disappears as Chloe plans to redo her life as the ordinary citizen Victoria in the neighboring kingdom of Ashbury, striving for a normal life. However, Victoria's peaceful life is abruptly cut short as she begins to get involved with many people. In this new land, her experiences and abilities from her days as a spy come in far more useful than she ever expected. On the other hand, the second prince and the pursuer of the organization, amongst others, take an interest in Victoria's strength, and many shadows close in on the one with all the cards in her hands. So this show, I had zero intentions of watching it until I seen a clip on Instagram about her like taking in and raising a small child. And I was like, "Oh, I love shows like that. I love watching uh, you know, raising a kid, like raising kids, like the family, the found family, taking in the kids, making them feel special when when they wasn't treated good and all that stuff. Like, I enjoy stuff like that. Um, uh, so I was like, after I seen that, I was like, maybe this is like Spy Family or Buddy Daddies or something like that. And so I actually checked it out and like I absolutely loved it. Like I loved it so much. I watched like all 4 episodes in a row. Like it was fast. Like I just couldn't stop clicking next. But it's kind of got like just enough drama in it to make it not a total slice of life show, and it also seems like there's a little bit of romance in it too, maybe possibly. The dude that I'm thinking that may be in the as like a potential partner or whatever, right? He seems like a really nice dude, actually. Like I really enjoy, um, you know, him as a character. But yeah, if you enjoy like Spy Family vibes, but less actiony. Like I know Spy Family, it has a pretty good blend of like action and slice of life and comedy and stuff like that. But this definitely feels like less actiony so far. It feels more slice of lifey. Basically, you know, a spy that's run away for whatever reason. She is helping a kid by taking her in and raising her and teaching her how to live. And while she's starting a new life as a random missing person or whatever, she's basically trying to get away from her organization by faking her death, I guess. Like I said, for whatever reason, we don't know, but that I don't care about that part. I ain't gonna lie. So hopefully they don't get too deep into that. What I do care about is the starting a new life and giving a small child a better life because her mom abandoned her, and even if she didn't abandon her, it sounded like she wasn't able to have any happy moments. So she basically just was told to shut up all the time, which is sad, So I enjoy seeing, good things come to uh, kids like that. So, but this is a great show to check out. Like I said, I definitely didn't think I would be watching this, but I'm glad I did because I love it. I think I have it in 8 currently. It'll probably stay in that area unless something crazy good or bad happens, obviously. Nona, like I said, Nona is the name of the little girl. She's so precious. I love watching her absolutely get spoiled. I really hope that romance plays a big part in this too. Uh, but I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. So my sixth show I want to talk about is Draw This Then Die. This is on Crunchyroll. And a summary real quick. Yasumi, a first year high school student living on Izu Oshima, loves manga more than anything. When she learns that her long admired yet long inactive favorite manga artist Hoshino Rei will be exhibiting at Comedia, she sets off on a journey to Tokyo. What she doesn't expect, however, is that a fateful encounter at that event will change her life forever. How does one become a manga artist? Yasumi steps into the world of manga creation, a path she thought she understood, yet knows so little about. This is the story of a girl taking her first steps down the road to becoming a mangaka. So, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I only started watching this show because Sayori Hayami was in it. But after watching a couple episodes, this show is actually really fun. Like it's actually really fun. Like it has some interesting perspectives in it, like on becoming a mangaka, being a mangaka, like just drawing manga in general, like what it takes, like what the process is, like how to make it and stuff. But like not only that, like I feel like people that love manga like a lot, you know, I feel like they can actually relate to some of these characters in some ways. Cuz like these girls, they love manga. Especially Yasumi and I forget the other girl's name, but she's fun too. Like all she does is like read the manga, right? She's like the basically like the editor, I guess, you know what I mean, of the group, I guess you could say, which is pretty fun. And then you got like someone that don't really isn't really interested, like hasn't ever really been interested in manga, but she like loves art. She loves drawing, right? And so yeah, it's just fun. It's just like a fun mix of characters, fun mix of like appreciation for like different ways of enjoying manga. But um I feel like people would have a really fun time watching them. Just showing them, you know, loving manga so much, trying to become a mangaka, trying to create stories that are interesting and fun. Like how manga's made, like they even like make a manga club and like stuff like that. Like it's really fun. Sayori Hayami, she actually plays the sensei, the teacher, and she's kind of like kind of strict, mean at times, I guess, like aggressive. She's not playing the, you know, sweet, nice, innocent role this time. So it's pretty fun to see that. So, but this is actually a good little slice of life show. Definitely recommend it. I think I have it at like an 8 right now. Like I said, I'm loving it. I'm loving the exploration of like manga and mangakas and, you know, all that cool stuff. It kind of feels like something like, you know, like Mono, right? Or something like that. It's in the same vein as that. You know, they're just exploring like um a certain, you know, thing like mangaka, you know, being a mangaka, manga, or photography, right? Like it's really fun to watch. So um, all right, now at number 7, Kaiju Girl caramelize. This is also on Crunchyroll. Summary real quick. Quiet and introverted high schooler Kuro Akashi has always kept to herself, but everything changes when a kind and popular Minami begins talking to her. As Kuro's feelings for him grow, so does a bizarre condition that causes her to transform into a giant kaiju whenever she's overwhelmed by emotions. While trying to navigate first love, Kuro must keep her monstrous secret under control before her emotions put everyone around her in danger. So, this right here, this has actually been a really fun show. It's been a blast. Seeing a girl who has a condition that turns her into a kaiju when her emotions get too strong is really fun. And then you make her fall in love with like the most popular boy in her school. Um, so she's trying to figure out like how to do that, like how to be in love with someone for the first time, right? While keeping her kaiju form like in check, right? That's a fun concept to me. But I also loved that like the popular boy, he actually has feelings for her too. It's not just a crush or one sided crush or whatever. Like they both like each other. It's actually a fun romance, right? Um, I just wonder like if she's ever going to be able to tell or show him who she truly is, right? Because like she's tried to several times and like he's kind of misunderstood. Um, and it's just one of those things like it's kind of like smoking behind the supermarket, right? It's like, will he find out that Yamada and Toyama is the same person? Well, it's the same thing over here. Like, will he find out if Kuro is a kaiju or not, right? Like she turns into kaiju. But the what I'm wondering is like, will he still love her even though he knows, will he still like her even though he knows that she like has this condition, right? Like that's the real question. Like that's a question I want to know. Will we get that answer? I don't know. Who knows? With this type of show, this bit may keep on going, or it may actually, they may actually do something with it. You know what I mean? They may actually tell a good story. Who knows? I think I'm fine with either way. Like I said, obviously I want to know, what he thinks about her true condition or whatever, right? So I guess we'll see. Um, but another thing, the Kaiju fangirl, she's actually peak. She's like dressing up as a bug or a butterfly or whatever the hell she dresses up as. So like, the Kaiju, I forget the name that they named the Kaiju, but she's like, yeah, I'm dressing up as this bug or butterfly, whatever the hell I am. That way the Kaiju might eat me. It might potentially eat me or step on me or something like that. I'm just like, man, this shit's peak. I love the attitude. She makes the show like the show was already fun, but then you add a character like that and it gets like more chaotic, right? She's like just like apparently she's got plenty of money and she like just rides. She hires somebody to drive her around in a helicopter while she like does like a ritual dance or some shit, trying to get the kaiju, trying to get the kaiju to like step on her or some shit. Like it's crazy. It's insane. It's actually peak. Um, but as of right now, like this is probably my favorite romance of the season. Since I'm like I said earlier, like I'm counting smoking behind the supermarket as a slice of life right now because that's kind of what it is. Even though it's tagged as a romance, it's whatever. This is actually a romance, a rom com. Like it's actually showing that, and it's actually a fun time. And I think this is my favorite romance of the season so far. If you counting smoking as a slice of life, so. But anyways, this is sitting at a nice 8 right now. Definitely a fun watch if you love rom coms with fun twists. I might say, I definitely recommend this. So speaking of another romance of this season, we got number 8. We got Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky, which is on Crunchyroll as well. Quick summary. On an April night in Tokyo, as the cherry blossoms are in bloom, blind university student Koharu Fuyutsuki spends time with the man she loves, Kakeru Sarano. In the 3 years since they started dating, he's shown just how much he cares about her. And even though Koharu can't see him, she can tell what a wonderful person he is. After all, Kakeru is the man who gave her a future. But just because they were gifted a miracle once, there's nothing to say it will continue forever. Pain and joy, and all the vibrant hues in between, color their lives like firework in the sky. So I just want to say, Sayori Hayame's in this one too. She's the female lead, and she's actually doing a really good job. Like this, I love Sayori Hayame. And anytime she's in like a romance like this, like it's probably gonna be okay. It's probably gonna be good. She has the potential to carry a show. We've seen it before. April showers bring May flowers. Like there's countless times where she's like absolutely carried the show, right? Um, and this time I think she's doing a really good job making the show good enough. Because this isn't as good as I thought it would be when I was talking about it in like the preview. Like I was really excited about it. It was one of my top, shows coming into the season. But it's not that good in my opinion. It's not bad though. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's all right. It's not as good as I thought it would be though. But I'm still having a good time with it. Like I said, it's no sign of affection. It's not even close to like Invisible Man and his soon to be wife or whatever. Both those shows are so much better. I think because most of the characters in those shows were pretty enjoyable, right? This one, even though Sayori Hayami, like the female lead, um, she's great, by the way. I'm just not liking the male lead as much right now. I wish like every week I wish like he'd do something to make me love him, or even do something to make me hate him. Like just do something, Like right now he's like not doing much of anything. Like he's like really bland. Which I guess is the point. I guess in a way. I don't know, but I feel like he needs to be better. But regardless, I'm gonna see this show through because it's not bad. Like I said, it's just not great. I have it at like a solid 7 right now. Just kind of hoping it pops off sometime soon. I ain't gonna lie, because I feel like this show has potential. Uh, so we'll just have to see what happens. Um, I'm hoping it really. I'm hoping it gets better. I'm hoping the male lead gets better. So the last new show that I'm going to talk about today, um, is actually Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games, and this is on Crunchyroll too. So the summary is a hot fighting game played at girls' school. Aya transferred into Kuromi Girls Academy a month ago with the goal of changing herself into a proper lady. After meeting the breathtaking Shirayuri, which is the White Lily, I think, she's nicknamed or whatever, Aya is blown away by her elegance and posterity. Imagine her surprise when she finds Shirayuri after school playing a fighting game. And if that wasn't perplexing enough, she's challenged to a duel by the unladylike Shirayuri. So, I know people are absolutely loving this one. I've seen it. I've seen, Jack from the 950 Club. Man, he's in love with this shit. And I get it. I totally get it. Because, like, if you're a fan of fighting games, or, like, specifically, like, Street Fighter, this shit's gonna be great for you. Like it's legit made for the fans. I feel like so like there's so much like lingo and like like just like references and all that stuff's like being used, and like they're actually using like actual Street Fighter, IP, like their Street Fighter characters and gameplay and like referencing Street Fighter as Street Fighter, like all that stuff's like really cool. Like you don't see that very often. Like usually they have to change names or have to make it look alike but not the same. But like they're literally using like Cammy and as like a character, and like you're seeing them like play like fight 1v1 each other, and like it's crazy. Like it's actually insane. I and I know like I knew this drew a lot of similarities to like something like Rock as a Lady's Modesty, because like instead of rock music, right, we have like fighting games instead. But like this even has like Yuri bait, so that's pretty fun too. Now I don't think that anything's gonna happen. That's why I said Yuri bait. But it's fun to see the dynamics and see all that stuff happening too. So a lot of screaming, a lot of button mashing, a lot of raging. Like it's true gamer shit. So I definitely recommend this if you're a fan of fighting games, or Street Fighter specifically, like I said, or even like if you enjoyed Rock as a Lady's Modesty type shit, like you would probably enjoy this. I got it a 7 right now myself. Mainly because like I'm not really the target audience for this. To be honest with you, like I love games, but like it's been a long time since I played Street Fighter, man. Like I used to play Street Fighter back in the day on like what was it, like the I forget. I don't even remember what console it was, man. Like it was my childhood. Um, but after my childhood ended, like well, after I got a little older, I kind of got away from like things like the button masher games, like the Street Fighter stuff and stuff like that. It's not really my style. I got into like the single player story mode games and like the sports like Madden and um, you know, and then I moved into like the FPS games and stuff like that, right? So, I've never really looked back at Street Fighter. So I don't even know what the hell they're talking about half the time when they're talking about this lingo. So I'm glad they're kind of explaining it to us, even though like I feel like maybe the fans of like Street Fighter and stuff, like the hardcore fans, they might get annoyed at that. I don't know, but I definitely appreciate it. So, but um, definitely check that out though. I feel like a lot of people are enjoying it right now. So there's a few shows you're probably wondering like, Tyler, where's this? Where's that? Well, there's a few shows that I have not actually gotten a chance to check out yet because like I said, I've been busy. There's a lot of good shows this season. So I haven't. I plan on checking out Sparks of Tomorrow. Um, I've heard a lot of good things about that. It's Keo Annie. Obviously they're gonna cook as far as animation and stuff goes. Um, I'm not 100% sold on like the summary, the synopsis, like the what I think it's gonna be yet. So I'm hoping when I do watch it that it actually sells me on that. I want to also watch I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day, which is apparently a girl's love, a Yuri, that is very bloody and um like apparently that's like they're fighting a war or some shit. I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. So, but um, we'll see what's up with that one. That looks interesting. Then the stepmom and stepsister are nice to me, or basically like you have like the usually the stepmom and stepsister like they're mean to you type shit. You have all these shows that do something like that. Well, this one's like just about like her going there and they're actually really nice to her. and I'm very interested in that. I feel like that would be a fun one to watch, just a chill, show or whatever. But I don't know when I'm gonna be able to get to that. Yeah, I would like to, but I just don't know if I have, the time to. With this season being as stacked as it is, and me wanting to watch all these other shows, I don't know if I have time to watch that. We'll see what happens though. Maybe like a slower season or like uh something or another. And also the last one, it's sort of new, but it's kind of not new. Whatever. It's Ghost in the Shell. I want to watch this. I want to check it out. I'm kind of waiting. The only reason why I haven't watched this yet is because I think it's on Prime. But I'm also waiting to kind of binge it. I want to binge like a good majority of it, which it should be coming up on that. But I definitely am waiting for that because I want to watch a bunch of it at once and see what's up with it. So that's all of those. Um, I did watch. So I actually got a few drops. So I started watching Please Excuse My Younger Brothers. And I actually really enjoyed this one. I started watching it because like it sort of reminded me of like Yuzuki Family Four Sons, like that thumbnail or whatever. I seen it on Crunchyroll. Uh, but instead it's like with a sister, like a stepsister, right? And like three or four brothers or some shit. Instead, and like the stepsister moves in with the brothers, and they have to figure out like how the dynamic changes and how to live with each other and stuff like that. It's actually pretty fun. It was actually really fun. Like the the female lead, she was super fun. She was a really fun character. Um, but then I found out that I actually see I seen this on Crunchyroll, and I seen it as I was scrolling or whatever, and I was like, this looks really cool. And then I looked at Mal, and because I was like curious, because I was like, I'm sensing some uh vibes in this show. You know what I mean? And so I looked on Mal, and believe it or not, this is a rom com. And guess what? There ain't many people to have a romance with in the show. So I figured out where it was going, and I was like, I'm good with that. You know what I mean? I don't want to watch that. I think they want to turn it into a harem or something like that, like a triangle or some shit. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna stick around and find out what's going on. So, but I wish they would have kept it as a slice of life about like the new stepsister joining the family of boys, and like them trying to figure out like how to uh continue like live together, all that stuff, whatever. It could have been great. But sadly we got this. So the next show I got is Chain Smoker Cat. Yanni Neko. I actually dropped this one too. You know, I thought it was pretty funny. But honestly, like it's kind of too depressing at times. Like just thinking of just watching what how how the character is, you know, when it comes to smoking and stuff like that. It's just depressing, man. And there's a lot of disgusting moments too, and I'm just like, it's funny and all, sometimes, but like I'm good with it. You know what I mean? Like I watched like 2 or 3 episodes of it, and if that's all it's gonna be, if it's gonna be like a gag comedy, then I've seen enough of it. I've had my fill. Like I'm fine with it. I'm fine with moving on. I know people love this. I know people are enjoying it. And that's fine. I think it's a good clip anime. Like if I see clips on Instagram and shit, I'm probably gonna stop and watch it because like I feel like it is funny. When it does do good moments, good humor. So, but like I kind of wanted to like dive into like Like if it actually like starts talking about like her changing her life for the better and like the troubles that she had to go through to in order to do that, I'd be down to watch that. Like I want to see that. I want to see the growth, you know. I want to see the development like that. But like I said, as of right now, it kind of seems like a just a gag comedy, and like like I said, I'm good with that. I'm gonna let it go. It's not bad. Like I said, it's definitely not bad. It's actually fun for the most part. The animation stuff is pretty good too. The OP is probably the best thing about this show is like legit the OP. Like I love when shows like make references to like actual like movies and TV shows or whatever, and the whole OP is literally references. 100% of it. Like there's not a second in it that's not a reference to some kind of movie or some shit. And I love that. So we need more of that shit. Really enjoyed it. So my next drop, I have Tomb Raider King. Um, Basically, we have solo leveling at home. Like, it's not bad. People are gonna love this because it looks good and it has quite a bit of action in it. But like, I watched 2 episodes of this, um, and I was kind of bored. I ain't gonna lie. Even though it like had a lot of action in it, I was like, man, you know, I'm not down for this. Like this is a stacked season already. Like I don't really have time for this. Like if it was dubbed, then maybe I would probably watch it when I'm just not feeling like watching anything else. But it's subbed, so it's whatever. I'm not really losing any sleep over it. If it's like I said, if it's not solo leveling, I'm probably not going to be interested in watching a overpowered power fantasy about defeating dungeons or some shit. Like that's basically what this is. So, um, hope everyone else has fun with it though. It seems cool. I know people are enjoying it, so I'll let them keep on enjoying it. But that's basically it. A few sequels. We'll go over the sequels real quick. I'm watching You and I Are Polar Opposites. Uh, it kind of started out slow for me. The second part, second season, whatever you want to call it. And I think it's mainly because I was wanting to see more of like Yamada and Nishi. And we just really haven't been getting a lot of them until like the newest episode, the latest episode. And let me just tell you, that shit was absolutely peak. It's now my favorite episode of Polar Opposites. So I'm gonna be straight up with you. I could literally watch a whole series about Yamada and Nishi because they're my favorite couple in the show. So I want more of them. Excuse me. That's the hardest part about doing a solo episode. I just yap so much, I just talk so much. It's actually hard to stay hydrated, keep your throat in check. So I need like a I need the when I do solo episode, I should like get some honey, and have some honey on standby for these moments. So another show that I'm watching, sequel that I'm watching, it's Bleach Thousand Year Blood World, Calamity. It just now came back. It had a late start, and it's actually peak. Actually peak, bro. Um, First 2 episodes have not disappointed at all. Lots of cool moments coming up. Yurichi got some time to shine. Kisuke Uehara, he's shining right now. I know Ichigo and him are gonna have some obviously some of their moments. Uh, One of the things I'm looking forward to is some like Kenpachi stuff and some more Yurichi stuff. So I'm big fans of those. Can't wait. Like I said, I hope that I hope that this final part of Thousand Year Blood War, like makes me feel like when I was reading the manga, when I was reading Thousand Year Blood War, way back when. So, um, I'm also watching a couple more, but I haven't actually watched more than one episode of them so far. I need to watch some more, but I haven't caught up yet. It's Clever Test, Elusive Samurai, and I'm still debating on watching Mushoku Tensei or not. I haven't decided yet. So, uh, I kind of know what's going on. I just haven't actually clicked play yet. Cause I ain't made up my mind. So, but yeah, um, I think that's gonna be it though. That's gonna be it. That's gonna be my summer first impressions, I guess you can say. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Uh, and like I said, if I missed out on anything peak, make sure y'all let me know. Even though I'm watching a lot, I do add stuff to my plan to watch. So eventually I will watch it if it's actually, a good show or whatever. So let me know what your favorites are, your must watches of this season are, because I'm always down for good anime. So just let me know in the comments on YouTube, whatever. Like I said, linktree.com/anime degens to find all of our links, social media, stuff like that. Um, we had Pride Month and like a romance episode with Ash a couple weeks ago. I did a spring review with the 950 Club boys. It is over there on their YouTube. You can find that in like the playlist on my channel. Like the where I go to guests, I always put them in the same a playlist or whatever and put it on the channel. That way people can find it easier. So go check that out. That was a fun discussion. We talked about our favorites of last season. Um, if you're gonna be in Chicago at Fan Expo, um, uh, the 950 Club boys, some of them will be there. I will be there. So make sure you come. Make sure you holler at me. Make sure you say hi. I'll be there Saturday, at least Saturday. I don't know if I'll be at Fan Expo Sunday or not, but I'll be in Chicago still doing some sort of shenanigans. But Saturday I'm going to Fan Expo, so come say hi. But I guess that's it. Um, thanks for listening, like I said, and we will see you next week for the rundown. And peace.